Good morning, everyone. Hope this session is quite useful for 10 plus 1 students of Punjab School Education Board. And the chapter that I am going to take up today is Gender Bias. It is by one of my favorite writers, Sudha Murthy. Apart from being an electrical engineer from Hubli, Karnataka, she is an excellent writer too. She did her M.Tech in Computer Science from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And in 2006, she was awarded with the Padma Shri Award. She has been the chairperson of Infosys Foundation. And being an excellent writer, this chapter, Gender Bias, is taken from a collection of stories named How I Taught My Grandmother to Read. This is the title of the book from which this chapter has been taken, Gender Bias. First of all, I welcome everyone who is live, and starting with this chapter, I hope that this chapter has been included in Punjab School Education Board syllabus for the purpose of creating equality most of the governments are working on these days to create male and female equality at every level. So let's start with this chapter. In this, Sudha Murthy gives a subjective account of how she got a job and how did she feel when she was offered a job. So I am sharing the first page of the book. And the first 3 paragraphs I have discussed with you, and I am starting with the 4th paragraph. Sudha Murthy was surprised to be called for the interview. She was sure she would not be selected and hence was cool. Basically, in the previous paragraph, it has been told to the readers that Sudha Murthy came across an advertisement for a job at Telco in Pune. So when she read the advertisement, there was written a line that read, "Lady candidates need not apply." So this was very challenging. When Sudha Murthy read this, so when an advertisement displays such kind of gender bias that ladies were restricted from applying for a particular job, so this showed the discrimination against women. So in this first page that we are having on the screen, Sudha Murthy describes how she felt frustrated and she was displeasured when she read that lady candidates had been restricted from applying. Even then, she took as a challenge and she applied for the post. And suddenly, when she got the call for the interview, she was really surprised. She was taken aback. At the interview, she was told, I am reading the text now. At the interview, she was told that women were not selected as they would find it difficult to work on the shop floor. However, this did not deter Sudha Murthy. So this did not restrict Sudha Murthy. Even when she was told that she would not be selected, and she was also told the reason why women are not being selected, because the employers thought women would not be able to work properly on the shop floor. What she said was, she said that beginning had to be made sometime and somewhere. So she had very advanced thinking. Sudha Murthy thought that someone has to start a beginning and start the work. So she took it as a challenge, and then she was offered the job. Later she met J.R.D. Tata, as you know. So when she had a talk with J.R.D. Tata, and he was quite happy that women were becoming engineers. So this shows that Sudha Murthy showed perseverance, she showed patience, and she paved a way for the women engineers. So I'm starting with the next page. I hope this video will be quite enlightening for the students of 10+1. Basically, I have noticed that these days students are taking admissions only on a dummy mode, and they are preparing on their own. That's why I have planned to go live and put some efforts in describing the chapters of English. Then again we are starting with the second page of this chapter. It was probably the April of 1974. Bangalore was getting warm and gulmohars were blooming at the IA Science campus. I was the only girl in my postgraduate department and was staying at the ladies' hostel. Other girls were pursuing research in different departments of science. So she is telling about the surroundings where she was living in the campus. I was looking forward to going abroad to complete a doctorate in computer science. So she wanted to go forward and complete her doctorate in computer science. Big dreams she had. Then again she describes that I had been offered scholarship from universities in the US and I had not thought of taking up a job in India. One day while on the way to my hostel from our lecture hall complex, so when she was moving from her lecture hall towards her hostel, I saw an advertisement on the notice board. Again she saw an advertisement that was put up on the notice board. She read the advertisement. Let's see what was written. See previously what I have described to you, the crux of this chapter, and the page number 2 is basically where the chapter starts. So don't be confused that she got a job later on. She was just reading the advertisement while she was coming back from attending a lecture. On the notice board it was written, and at the end of that advertisement, let me read the advertisement for you. It was a standard job requirement notice from the famous automobile company Telco. Telco is now known as Tata Motors. It stated means that it was written there that the company required young, bright engineers, hardworking, and with an excellent academic background, etc. At the bottom was a small line, lady candidates need not apply. So this was the most difficult part for Sudha Murthy, which she could not digest, and it was quite challenging for her. I read it, she says, I read it and was very upset. So I would like to underline this part, lady candidates need not apply. It's quite challenging for the author. I'm starting with the next paragraph. Though I wasn't keen on taking up the job. So here keen on means interested. She was not interested in taking up the job. Though I saw it as a challenge, but she took up it as a challenge. She did not like that lady candidates were restricted from applying. Students, you can tell me in the comment box if you are getting it properly, or need I use some translative mode in which I should explain the things into Hindi also. Probably I would be making it more clear to you if it becomes harder. She says, little did I know then that in real life academic excellence is not enough to be successful. So at that time when she completed her degree course, she did not know that the academics, that the study part, that the syllabus part that she has been successful with was not to be useful during her job. She did not know this, that practical knowledge is quite different from what she learned in the academics. After reading the notice, I went fuming to my room. Here fuming means she was quite angry. She was quite angry. And she went back to her room, obviously the hostel room. I decided to inform the topmost person in Telco's management about the injustice. The company was perpetrating. So she decided. Here some students are asking me to be more clear and they want me to speak in translative mode, so I must use some Hindi sentences here. So let me start. Students, इस पैराग्राफ में कुछ ऐसा बताया गया है, जब सुधा मूर्ति जी को एडवर्टीजमेंट पढ़ने के बाद बहुत बुरा लगा, बिकॉज लेडी कैंडिडेट्स को अप्लाई करने से मना किया गया था. शी टुक इट एज ए चैलेंज. उन्होंने चुनौती के रूप में लिया इस बात को और अपने हॉस्टल रूम में जाकर शी डिसाइडेड दैट शी वुड मीट टेल्कोज मैनेजमेंट. टेल्को कंपनी, जो कि अब टाटा मोटर्स के नाम से जानी जाती है, उनकी टॉप मोस्ट जो मैनेजमेंट है उनसे मिलने का फैसला लिया सुधा मूर्ति जी ने. एंड शी वॉन्टेड टू टॉक अबाउट, क्या बात करना चाहती थी वो, कि जो इनजस्टिस कंपनी ने अपनी एडवर्टीजमेंट में शो किया था. आई गॉट ए पोस्ट कार्ड एंड स्टार्टेड टू राइट, बट देयर वॉज ए प्रॉब्लम. आई डिड नॉट नो हु हेडेड टेल्को. तो देखिए, इंटरनेट फैसिलिटी तो अब हमारे पास अवेलेबल है, लेकिन एट दैट टाइम whenever we had some doubt regarding anything, we could not refer to Google. Similarly, सुधा जी ने जब ये सोचा कि JRD टाटा ग्रुप के, उनको नहीं पता था कि कौन जो है कंपनी का डायरेक्टर है या हेड है, सो दैट्स वाई शी न्यू JRD टाटा वाज द हेड ऑफ टाटा ग्रुप. आई थॉट इट मस्ट बी वन ऑफ द टाटा. तो मतलब ये उनकी थिंकिंग में ही था कि प्रॉबेबली शायद टाटा JRD टाटा ही टाटा ग्रुप के जो है हेड होंगे, बिकॉज शी हैड रेड इट इन पिक्चर्स एंड न्यूज़पेपर्स. देखिए सुधा मूर्ति जी का जो राइटिंग स्टाइल है, आई एम वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ रीडिंग सुधा मूर्तिज आर्टिकल्स बिकॉज शी इज़ वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. देखिए उन्होंने यहाँ ब्रैकेट में लिखा है, लेट मी अंडरलाइन दिस. सुमंत Mulgaonkar. Sumant Mulgaonkar was the company's chairman then. So very straightforward in accepting her mistake. It is very rare, rarest of rare writers इस तरह से एक्सेप्ट करते हैं अपनी राइटिंग में. देखिए उन्होंने ये बताया कि उनको लगा कि JRD टाटा ही हेड होंगे ग्रुप के, बट एक्चुअली सुमंत मूलगांवकर वाज द कंपनीज चेयरमैन. I took the card, addressed it to JRD and started writing. तो कार्ड, जो कार्ड है बच्चे ये पोस्ट कार्ड के लिए यूज़ किया गया है. शी वॉज राइटिंग, उस समय पर कोई मेल्स, ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मेल सिस्टम कुछ नहीं था. दैट्स वाई शी वांटेड टू पोस्ट द कार्ड writing. To this day, I remember clearly what I wrote. The great Tatas have always been the pioneers. So she started her postcard by writing that Tatas have always been the pioneers in starting everything. They are the people who started the basic infrastructure industries in India. I am reading the last para from this page. Such as iron and steel, chemicals, textiles and locomotives. So she is praising that टाटा कंपनी जो है वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इंडस्ट्रीज जो इंडिया में चल रही हैं, लाइक आयरन, स्टील, केमिकल्स, टेक्सटाइल, उसमें बहुत अग्रणी हैं. दे हैव केयर्ड फॉर हायर एजुकेशन इन इंडिया सिंस 1900. सो शी इज प्रेजिंग टाटा फॉर हेडिंग सो मेनी इंडस्ट्रीज इन इंडिया. फॉर्चुनेटली आई स्टडी देयर. देखिए इससे हमें कम्युनिकेशन का एक अच्छा मोटिव और स्टाइल भी देखने को मिलता है. व्हेन एवर वी आर टॉकिंग टू समवन, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल if we have any complaint, we need not come to directly the complaint part, as Sudha ji has done. She is first praising them for heading so many institutes and infrastructure industries. बहुत अच्छे ढंग से लिखा गया ये पोस्ट कार्ड है जो मैं रीड कर रही हूँ. फॉर्चुनेटली आई स्टडी देयर, इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस में. शी इज़ लकी, शी सेज शी इज़ लकी इनफ that she was studying there. But I am surprised how a company such as Telco is discriminating on the basis of gender. देखिए एक बार उन्होंने प्रेज करी और साथ के साथ उन्होंने उस कंपनी के ऊपर जो उनका रिग्रेट था उसको फॉरवर्ड कर दिया कि उनको बुरा लगा कि टाटा कंपनी या टेल्को जो है वो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन शो कर रही है एज फार एज जेंडर इज कंसर्न. सो I will try to complete this chapter, चाहे मैं थोड़ा skip करके पढ़ाऊँ. I want this chapter to be completed. Then I had to appear for an interview. Later, 10 days later, I received a telegram stating that I had to appear for an interview at Telco's Pune office at company's expense. तो देखिए इस लेटर के जवाब में उनको जो इंटरव्यू की कॉल आ गई जो 10 दिन बाद आई, और कंपनी ने उसके लिए आने जाने का उनको एक्सपेंसेस जो थे वो भी फॉरवर्ड करे. आई वॉज टेकन अबैक. देखिए, टेकन अबैक मीन्स टू गेट सरप्राइज्ड. लास्ट लाइन, आई वॉज टेकन अबैक बाय द टेलीग्राम. शी वॉज स्टार्टल्ड कि हाउ कम आई गॉट द interview call when they had already straightforward enough and they had told that they won't be accepting ladies. I collected rupees 30 each from everyone. Next page. Sorry, one line is left in which my hostel mates told me that I should use the opportunity to go to Pune free of cost. So देखिए, जब उनकी जो वहाँ हॉस्टल मेट्स थी, जो फ्रेंड्स थी, वो लोग बहुत खुश हो गई और उन्होंने कहा कि तुम्हें फ्री पुणे जाने का चांस मिल रहा है. वाई आर यू लूजिंग? एंड सम ऑफ देम, तो कई फ्रेंड्स ने ये भी बोल दिया कि तुम मेरे लिए पुणे से जो अच्छी साड़ीज़ हैं वो ख़रीद कर लाना, बिकॉज वहाँ पर साड़ीज़ बहुत चीप रेट्स पर मिल जाती हैं. सो शी इज़ डिस्क्राइबिंग द थिंग्स इन complete, truthful way. She collected rupees 30 each from everyone who wanted a sari. She got the charges from her friends that she will bring saris while coming back. Now Sudha ji कह रही हैं, when I look back, I feel like laughing at the reason for my going. तो देखिए, अब वो she long back, it's quite long back when she went there. तो वो डिस्क्राइब करती है कि मुझे अब बहुत हंसी आती है ये सोचकर कि मैं क्यों जा रही थी वहाँ. मतलब फ्रेंड्स ने बोला कि आप साड़ियाँ लेकर आइए, तो उन्होंने 30 रुपीज़ सबसे ले लिए. बट बैक देन दे सीम्ड गुड इनफ टू मेक द ट्रिप. बट उस समय उनको लग रहा था कि दिस इज़ अ गुड रीज़न दैट शी इज़ गोइंग ऑन ए ट्रिप टू परचेज साड़ीज़. It was my first visit to Pune and I immediately fell in love with the city. She liked the city. To this day, it remains dear to me. और आज तक भी मुझे city of Pune is quite dear. I feel as much at home in Pune as I do in Hubli, my hometown. देखिए, हुबली होम टाउन में जितना कंफर्टेबल कोई भी बंदा होता है, सिमिलरली सुधा जी ऑल्सो फेल्ट दैट पुणे वॉज ऑल्सो क्वाइट कंफर्टेबल. So it was like his own hometown. The place changed my life. Someone is requesting me to explain it again. Which part do you want to explain me? Please elaborate. बताइए कौन सा पोर्शन समझ नहीं आ रहा. प्रीवियस लाइन में देखती हूँ. सुधा जी ने ये बताया कि उनको इंटरव्यू कॉल आ चुकी थी टेलको कंपनी से, पुणे के ऑफिस में जो उनका हेड ऑफिस था, और कंपनी ने आने जाने का सारा एक्सपेंस भी उनको दिया. हॉस्टल मेट्स ने उनको बोला कि आप साड़ीज़ भी परचेज करके लाइएगा. सो सुधा जी अब ये बता रही हैं अपने रीडर्स को कि आज तक, टू दिस डे इट रिमेन्स डियर टू मी, आज तक भी ये मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है. सो शी इज़ टॉकिंग अबाउट द सिटी ऑफ पुणे, दैट पुणे सिटी व्हेन शी विजिटेड शी फेल्ट क्वाइट एट होम एट दैट प्लेस. द प्लेस चेंज माई लाइफ इन सो मैनी वेज. देखिए, अब वो पुणे गई हैं, शी विल गेट new experiences there, and she feels that normally she would experience something when she attends the interview. Let's read further. As directed, I went to Telco's Pimpri office for the interview. There were 6 people on the panel and I realized then that this was a serious business. After entering into the office, she realized that it was quite serious to attend the interview. Till now, अभी तक सुधा जी इस चीज़ को इतना सीरियस नहीं समझ रही थी, लेकिन जैसे ही एंटर करा ऑफिस में और देखा कि इंटरव्यू पैनल के ऊपर 6 people they were sitting on the panel to hold the interview, she felt quite serious then. This is the girl who wrote to JRD. I heard somebody whisper as soon as I entered the room. So देखिए जैसे ही वो 6 लोग जो पैनल पर बैठे हैं, one of them whispered, एक बंदे ने बोला कि यही है जी, यही है वो लड़की जिन्होंने JRD सर को लिखा था. By then I knew for sure that I would not get the job. तो देखिए जैसे ही उन्होंने ये चीज़ सुनी, सुधा जी ने ये सुना कि मेरे बारे में बात हो रही है कि इन्होंने JRD सर को लिखा, तो उनको ये समझ में आ गया कि ऑब्वियसली मुझे जॉब नहीं मिल पाएगी. द रियलाइजेशन एबॉलिश्ड ऑल फियर्स फ्रॉम माई माइंड. और जैसे ही ये रियलाइजेशन हो गई कि मुझे जॉब नहीं मिलने वाली, ये चीज़ उनके माइंड में बैठ गई और वो माइंड से जो उनका फियर था ना वो सारा चला गया. बिकॉज उन्होंने ये सोचा कि जॉब तो मिलनी नहीं है, तो लेट मी फेस द इंटरव्यू. सो आई वॉज रादर कूल वाइल द इंटरव्यू वॉज बीइंग कंडक्टेड. अब देखिए ये एज अ बोन उनके लिए साबित हुआ. एक अच्छी बात हुई कि उन्होंने किसी को ये बोलते हुए सुन लिया दैट शी इज़ द गर्ल हु रोट टू JRD टाटा. और उनको एप्रीहेंशन हो गई, ये डर बैठ गया कि अब इंटरव्यू में मतलब देनी है और जॉब तो मुझे मिलनी नहीं है. सो उनको कंफर्टेबली इंटरव्यू अटेंड करने में हेल्प हो गई. Even before the interview started, I reckoned the panel was biased. देखिए इन्होंने अपने रीडर्स को ये बताने की कोशिश की है कि इंटरव्यू शुरू होने से पहले ही इन्होंने ये सोच लिया कि पैनल जो था वो बायस्ड था और वो बहुत पक्षपात करेंगे. सो आई टोल्ड देम रादर इम्पोलाइटली. इन्होंने और भी रूडली बोला. व्हाट शी सेड, आई होप दिस इज ओनली ए टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू. उन्होंने बोला कि मेरे को उम्मीद है कि आप सिर्फ टेक्निकल क्वेश्चंस ही पूछेंगे. दे वर टेकन अबैक बाय माई रूडनेस एंड इवन टुडे आई एम अशेम्ड ऑफ माई एटीट्यूड. द पैनल आस्क्ड मी टेक्निकल क्वेश्चंस एंड आई आंसर्ड ऑल ऑफ देम. शी इज़ वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. सुधा जी इज़ वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड इन एक्सेप्टिंग दैट शी शुड नॉट हैव स्पोकन दिस मच रूडली विद द पैनल, इंटरव्यू पैनल members. Starting with next para. Then an elderly gentleman with an affectionate voice told me, do you know why we said lady candidates need not apply? This reason that we have never employed any ladies on the shop floor. This is not a co-ed college, this is a factory. Then when it comes to academics, you are the first ranker throughout. We appreciate that, but people like you should work in the research laboratories. वो सोचते कि इन्होंने ये बताया कि रीज़न ये है कि आप अभी तक हायर मोस्ट रैंक रही है, फर्स्ट रैंक पर आती रही हैं थ्रू आउट योर एकेडमिक करियर. वी अप्रिशिएट दिस थिंग एंड वी कंसिडर, हम लोग ये सोचते हैं कि आप रिसर्च लेबॉर्ट्रीज में किसी हायर रैंक पर जाएं. I was a young girl from a small town, Hubli. My world had been a limited place. बता रही हैं सुधा जी कि हुबली जैसे छोटे स्मॉल टाउन से आने की वजह से उनके लिए लिमिटेड होराइजन था और उनका सोच का दायरा भी उतना ही था. आई डिड नॉट नो द वेज ऑफ लार्ज कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेज एंड देयर डिफ़िकल्टीज. उन्होंने ये स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्डली बताया है कि कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेज जो MNCs हैं, जो कंपनीज हैं, उनके जो सोचने का नज़रिया है उसके बारे में इतना जानकारी नहीं थी सुधा जी को. She has accepted this. In the second last paragraph, I did not know the ways of large corporate houses and the difficulties, so I answered, but you must start somewhere, otherwise no woman will ever be able to work in your factories. Finally, after a long interview, the last para I'm reading, I was told I had been successful. So she was successful. She was told that she has been selected. So this was that the future had in store for me. So future held the job for her. Never had I thought I would take up a job in Pune. So after that she started working as an engineer. I met a shy young man from Karnataka there. We became good friends and we got married. So again later in this chapter, the three paragraphs are left in which she gives her account how did she get married I am able to read some of the comments. Yes, I am good, Deepika, and I am happy students have joined the live session, and I hope the chapter is quite understood by you all, and I hope to consider more live sessions like this to help the students undergo the chapters of +1 English. Further, more classes, you can write me if you want to have more. I'm very happy to read the comments that I would like to name. Deepika, yeah, I have got wonders in class 10th due to you. Thank you so much, Deepika. And with this, I would like to end this session here only. See you soon again